Millions of people know their zodiac signs. Some read their horoscopes every morning. Some blame their bad decisions on Mercury being in retrograde. And some people won't even date certain signs. But where did the zodiac signs actually come from? Are they based on real stars? Why are there 12 of them? And why do astronomers say your zodiac sign might not even be correct? Today we're separating fact from myth and exploring one of the oldest systems humans ever created to understand the sky. Here's the zodiac signs explained in under 10 minutes by the 10-Minute Mentor. The zodiac is a band of the sky that stretches around Earth. As Earth travels around the sun appears to move through this band throughout the year. Along this path are several famous constellations. Ancient civilization noticed these patterns of stars thousands of years ago and divided the sky into sections. These sections eventually became the zodiac signs. The word zodiac comes from a Greek word meaning circle of animals, because many of the constellations represent animals or living creatures. Today, when someone says they're a Leo, Virgo, or a Scorpio, they're referring to one of these zodiac signs. But the story actually starts with astronomy. To understand the zodiac, we need to understand something called the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the path the sun appears to follow across our sky throughout the year. Now, the sun isn't actually orbiting Earth. Earth is orbiting the sun. But from our perspective, it looks like the sun slowly moves across different parts of the sky as the months pass. Ancient astronomers noticed that the moon and the visible planets also stayed close to the same path. Because so many important objects appeared there, they paid special attention to these constellations. To them, this wasn't just a collection of random stars, it was the busiest highway in the sky. The zodiac began more than 2,500 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia in the region that is now Iraq. Babylonian astronomers carefully tracked the movement of the sun, moon, and planets. To organize the sky, they divided the celestial pathway into 12 sections. Later, the ancient Greeks adopted these ideas and connected many of the constellations to their myths and legends. Over time, these 12 sections became the zodiac signs we still recognize today. What's interesting is that these zodiac signs started as astronomy. People were mapping the heavens and tracking celestial movements. Astrology came later when people began connecting these movements to human lives and personalities. Let's meet the 12 zodiac constellations. Aries represents a ram and associated with the golden fleece from Greek mythology. Taurus represents a powerful bull and contains the bright star Aldebaran. Gemini represents the twins Castor and Pollux, whose names are also given to two bright stars in the constellation. Cancer represents a crab and is one of the fainter zodiac constellations. Leo represents a lion and contains the bright star Regulus. Virgo represents a maiden and it is the largest zodiac constellation. Libra represents scales, making it one of the few zodiac constellations that is an object rather than a person or an animal. Scorpio represents a scorpion and contains the bright red star Aries. Sagittarius is usually shown as a centaur carrying a bow and arrow. Capricorn represents a sea goat, which is exactly what it sounds like, half goat, half fish. Apparently, ancient sky watchers weren't afraid to get creative. Aquarius represents the water bearer, and Pisces represents two fish swimming in opposite directions. Together, these constellations form the traditional zodiac. Here's something surprising. The stars that form constellations aren't usually close together at all. They only appear connected from our viewpoint on Earth. One star might be dozens of light years away, while others could be hundreds of light years away. They're not creating giant pictures in space. Humans simply connected the dots. If intelligent aliens lived somewhere else in the galaxy, they would probably see completely different shapes. The lion of Leo, the scorpion of Scorpio, and the twins of Gemini exist mostly because humans are very good at finding patterns. So what is a constellation? A constellation is simply an officially recognized region of the sky. Today, astronomers recognize 88 constellations. The zodiac constellations are only a small portion of them. Think of constellations like countries on a map. Just as Earth is divided into countries, astronomers divided the sky into regions. This makes it easier to identify where planets, stars, comets, and other objects are located. So even though astronomy and astrology have taken very different paths, astronomers still use zodiac constellations today. Now for the question people often confuse. Astronomy and astrology are not the same thing. Astronomy is a science. Astronomers study stars, planets, galaxies, black holes, and the universe using evidence and observations. Astrology is a belief system that suggests the position of celestial objects can influence personality traits or events on Earth. While astrology has historical and cultural significance, modern scientific studies have found no reliable evidence that zodiac signs can predict personality or the future. This doesn't stop millions of people from enjoying astrology, but it's important to understand the difference. One is science, the other is a belief system. Now for a plot twist. The zodiac signs used in astrology were created over 2,000 years ago. But Earth doesn't stay perfectly still. Its axis slowly wobbles over time in a process called precession. This wobble causes the position of the constellations to gradually shift over thousands of years. As a result, the Sun is no longer located exactly the same constellations during the dates assigned to modern zodiac signs. In other words, the sign you identify with your whole life may not actually match the constellation the Sun was in on the day you were born. So when it comes to astrology versus astronomy, the stars tell two very different stories. And things get even stranger. The Sun actually passes through a 13th constellation called Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus lies between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Astronomically speaking, it sits directly along the Sun's path. But ancient astrologers choose to divide the zodiac into 12 equal sections, so Ophiuchus was left out. That's right, there are actually 13 constellations along the Sun's path, but traditional astrology uses 12 signs. Poor Ophiuchus has basically been left on red for the last few thousand years. Another misconception is that all zodiac constellations are the same size. They're not. Virgo covers a huge area of the sky. Cancer is much smaller. Scorpio occupies a much shorter section than Virgo. If astrology were based on the actual size of the constellation, some signs would have lasted much longer than others. Instead, ancient astrologers divided the zodiac into 12 equal parts for simplicity. Once again, astronomy and astrology don't always line up perfectly. So why does the zodiac still matter? Even today, the zodiac remains important. Not because it predicts the future, but because it represents humanity's long relationship with the night sky. Ancient civilization uses the star for navigation, calendars, agriculture, storytelling, and religious traditions. The zodiac connects us to people who looked up at the same stars thousands of years ago and tried to understand their place in the universe. In many ways, it helped inspire the development of astronomy itself. So what have we learned? The zodiac began as an ancient system for mapping the sky. The constellations are real. The stars are real. The myths are fascinating. Astronomy studies the universe through science. Astrology interprets the sky through belief. And thanks to Earth's wobbling axis and a forgotten constellation named Ophiuchus, your zodiac sign may not be exactly what you think it is. If you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to like and subscribe to the 10-Minute Mentor for more quick explanations of history, science, literature, and the ideas that shaped our world. For more quick lessons and big ideas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.